Hey, hi everyone, this is Manisha, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Boomi_auth parameter and how to use it when trying to invoke the web service listener. So, Boomi_auth parameter comes in handy when you want to invoke the web service listener from any external client or application. And let's say if that application doesn't have an option to configure the authentication manually, wherein you don't have an option to pass a username and password. So in such scenarios, what you can do is make use of the Boomi_auth parameter, which will allow you to directly pass the credentials within the URL itself. Um, so let's see how this works. For the demonstration purpose, I have a sample listener, which is deployed onto Boomi Test Cloud. So um, let me just show you how to construct the URL to invoke the listener using the auth. So this is the URL format. So you'll have the shared web server base URL, and along with that, the listener operation URL. And here you have to append the Boomi_auth parameter, which will include an authentication string. So the authentication string is basically the username and the token. So you'll have to fetch the username and token from the shared web server, which I'll be showing you in a minute. So once you have the username and username and token, uh, you have to use uh, the auth string in this format and encode those, encode the username and token values. So let's try to do that, for my listener. So I've deployed my listener onto this test cloud. So this is my shared web server URL. Once I have the URL, the next thing I need is the web service operation. So which would be this one. I'll just grab this and paste it here. So to that, I need to include the auth string. So I'll just show you how you can fetch this. So the username and token, it can be, since I'm using the API type and authentication is basic, you can click on the show token value, which will display the token. And since this is a runtime cloud, you can just fetch the cloud instance ID, which would be your username. So due to security concerns, I won't be using the actual credentials. Uh, so once you have the username and token, you just need to place them inside a message shape and use a data process shape, which has the base 64 encoding. So let's test this so that we'll have that base 64 encoded authentication string. The auth string, which I'll be including it here. So again, I have used a sample username and token due to security concerns. So here you'll have to place your actual, credentials, and this is how you need to construct the URL. So once you have this URL ready, you can use it from your external client, or you can also use the HTTP client within Boomi. So everything is there in the URL itself. There's no need to configure authentication type. We should leave it as none because we are already passing the credentials as part of the URL. So I have a sample HTTP client, which I've configured already. So I'll just invoke that, and which should trigger this sample listener. So this is now executed successfully, and I have received So this API just it just returns the current date time. Um, so your listener should now be involved successfully. Should be able to see it in process reporting as well. So this is my listener, which we have invoked, by directly passing the Boomi auth parameter within the URL itself. So I hope this information helps, and thank you for watching.